We're going to be working on the basic bodice, and we're going to be making use of this. These are the stuffs we're going to be making use of when drafting a basic bodice. We need a tape rule, we need a ruler, we need a French cuff, scissors, and a marker. Obviously the marker is not all that necessary. If you have a pen, you are good to go. So on the right hand side, the measurements we're going to be working with, we have the shoulder, we have the bust point on the bust span, the blouse waist, the blouse length, and the half length. And like I said earlier, these are the measurements you're going to be working with. Now when you're trying to get your shoulder measurement, you divide your shoulder measurement by 2 inches. There we have 16. You divide it by 2 inches and it gives us 8 inches. You take that, you make sure you mark that 8 up all the way down, and your armhole depth, I usually make use of 9.5 inches because I'm going to be minusing or taking in 1.5 inches at the top of the armhole, leaving the armhole to be 8 inches. So here I've gotten my armhole measurement. Like I said, the depth is 9.5 inches, and I've taken out the 1.5 inch at the upper part, and I've taken in 5 inches for the slant. So here we have 8 inches, and we're going to be dividing 8 inches by 2, making it 4 inches there. And at that point, we're taking in half inch to create the armhole slope, to create the armhole. Other designers I know make use of, they take in 1 inch instead of half inch, but I usually make use of half inch to avoid stories that touch. And there you go, that's our armhole. So next we're going to be drafting our bust points. Now I was making use of a ruler here because this ruler fortunately has inches measurement as well, and it's quite fast to make use of. Yes, our French curve is a multi-purpose instrument, can be used to draw straight lines, slanted lines, correct lines, and all of that. So that was why I had to make use of the French curve as well. Next we're going to be drafting our under bust point, and unfortunately our ruler didn't have up to 14 inches, so we had to make use of our tape rule. Too bad. To get our 14 inches, there you go, making use of our French curve again, like I said. Next on our list, we are trying to get our half length measurement. Now when we're trying to draft our natural waist, would minus 2 inches from our normal half length measurement to be able to get the blouse waist measurement, equally known as the natural waist measurement. You don't make use of your half length. Your half length is your shoulder to your navel, and you don't make use of that because you're trying to give this bodice an accurate shape. So you're trying to work with the smallest areas of the body to give you it that petite look, and that was why I had to go in by 2 inches. The next we're working with is getting our blouse length measurement, which was written here as 24 inches, and we're going in again with our French curve as usual. The next we're going to do is to label all these lines so that you guys won't get confused when we start the trying to get our measurements, we have the bust point, the under bust, the blouse waist, and the blouse length, which is the last line. So right here, aside the shoulder measurement and the bust span, every other measurement you get when drafting a basic bodice is usually divided by 4 inches. For instance, the bust measurement is 38 inches divided by 4 inches, making it 9.5, and that's exactly what we marked. Now we're going to be getting on the bust measurement, which will be 30 divided by 4 inches, making it 7.5. Right here on the bust line and on the blouse waistline, I'm going to be adding an extra 1 inch for our dart allowance. I usually add it at this time so that I don't forget when I'm adding our general allowances. And also our natural waist measurement, that's the blouse waist measurement. We have the blouse waist measurement to be 32 divided by 4 inches. Now when you're trying to get your blouse length circumference, all you have to do is to divide your hip measurement by 4 inches in order to, so that by the time you're done sewing your blouse, you won't have issues with, you won't have a case where the waist or the tip of your blouse is a little bit tight, knowing fully well that it rests on top of the hip, and the hip is like the widest part of the body. So here I usually add 1.5 inches allowance for all my outfits, 1.5 inches, because I feel like what's the essence of drafting a basic bodice when you don't, one of the advantages, sorry to say, of drafting a basic bodice is to have precise measurement, and also to be able to minimize the fabric, the use of the fabric, so you will not end up wasting the fabric. So I usually add 1.5 inches for my sewing allowance, half inch for turning in, if at all you practice or you want to turn in your lining with the fabric, or if not, it's still that 1.5 inch I make use of, even if you decide to weave your dresses or not. Although myself, I usually turn in by half inch, so usually I end up having just 1 inch sewing allowance to avoid having excesses, or after sewing your client will tell you it's too loose, it's not my size and stuff. Here I took in 1 inches to create that slant at the waist, at the blouse length area. I took in 1.5 inches to create that slant. And the next to be doing is getting our bust point, which is a bust span, which is 8 inches. So like I said initially, you're going to be dividing your 8 inches by 2 inches, making it 4, and you're starting from the bust point all the way to the blouse length, your bust point all the way to the blouse length, and that is correct. Yes, trying to get our, like I told you, that blouse waist is the smallest part. It's only when you're trying to you're trying to make a bustier pattern, although we're going to get to that, but that is the point where you take in half inch on the two sides. You take in half inch on the two sides and you slant it out like I did here. That part is for a dart. That's the part drafted out for a dart, to give the cloth complete fitting. And in that neck area, I'm sorry I didn't show you guys, I was we took in 3 inches on the we took in 3 inches as a perfect square, and also used our French cuff to get that part. So guys, this here is the back bodice, and we were able to get this the exact way we got the front. The only difference is the armhole. We didn't take in the 1/2 inch, we took in front, because the back is usually broader than the front. And also we added 2 inches for the zip allowance. 2 inches for the zip allowance. So yes guys, that is all about the basic bodice. If you have any questions or any contributions, do well to leave it at the comment section, and I'll be attending to all of it, guys. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, do well to subscribe. If you subscribed, thanks for subscribing, and click on the notification bell so you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Have a nice day, guys. Mwah.